everybody. So welcome to our upper elementary 4th through 6th classroom here at Monty's Montessori Academy. Again, I'm Director Jessica Gilfillan. This is our classroom that currently has the smallest enrollment, but we're still really excited about the growth of this school and hope to keep growing enrollment in here. So here is our student cubby section. You can see that, again, each student has notebooks that are subject specific, and that's where the bulk of their work gets done. Although in the upper elementary, they also have subject binders that contain a lot of their work as well. And so let's kind of start out. We've got an art area that serves this age group over here, and we have kind of a second makerspace that I'll show you in a little bit. But here's where they can find pencils, highlighters, clipboards, all the things that they need to complete their work. So this is our mathematics section. We have grown it quite a bit since last was with us. Here we are still implementing our bead cabinet. This classroom has the most robust bead cabinet presentation right now, although we do have the materials to have this all the completed bead cabinet in all the classrooms. It's just quite early in the year and hasn't gotten there yet for the lower classrooms. So here is our beginnings of our mathematics area. Again, we have control charts for multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. We also have materials where we can get into studying decimals, studying area, studying fractions, and in fact, fraction study is kind of a highlight of this month of October for our students. Here is the students' current piece area, and so there is a piece area in all three of our classrooms. Here is where we would look at multiplication, division, getting into higher numbers, and so we have multiplication and division bead boards. We have some of the larger checkerboards for more complex work and pegboards for more complex work, as well as prepared equations that sort of match the age group of the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade students. If you come with me over to this side, these are our English and grammar study areas. So we have everything from sentence analysis. With an older age group, a large majority of the content on each shelf might be found in a little itemized folder such as this, and so you can see controls for review sheets of types of verbs, tenses of verbs, verb forms, examples of irregular verbs. So they're definitely being presented with a lot larger amount of knowledge here in these sections. And so here would be another place where we're studying writing paragraphs, and studying research. So we have quite a bit of materials here where students can use dictionaries and thesauruses to grow their knowledge of spelling, knowledge of writing, and then we also have specific directions on how you might use a dictionary or glossaries of common Montessori terms and the like over here. This is the book that the students, the books by grade level that the students have just finished a book report on, and so our 6th grade students were working on The New Kid. Our 4th grade students were reading Tales of a 4th Grade Nothing. That was quite a long-term project that began kind of at the beginning of the year and turned into study of how to construct a book report, how to analyze characters, plot, setting, etc., etc. We also have the word study control over here as well, and so the students in this classroom are using their control book and getting familiar with things like compound words, synonyms, antonyms, prefixes, suffixes, homonyms, homophones, and then it also gets into things like using guide words in a dictionary, how to classify nouns, and so on and so forth. And so they grow into this for sure. Here is a start to our geography area. We want to be honest in representing the First Nations, indigenous people of the United States of America, as well as our typical, what we think of our 50 states of America here. We have various flags of the world study. This is where our like timeline of early humans lives. This is where our timeline of people lives. This is where our big history timelines live, as well as some beautiful maps that you would expect in most Montessori classrooms. With the older elementary students, they can use these to, say they want to do a report on China as an ancient civilization. They can take the map out of China, trace it, get an accurate kind of geographical representation. Another thing that we did this year is really grew our research library. And so we have put quite a few more books in the research library that deal with American history documents, that deal with varying things of American history, Encyclopedia of Ancient Americas, Forgotten Heroes of World War II, the pyramids, everyday life in ancient Mesopotamia, Polynesia in early historic times. A lot of the suggestions for books that I added to this library were through the North American Montessori Center's curriculum that we have been implementing for several years at Monty's, but as we just continue implementing, continue digesting, continue growing, and continue to afford to grow the library, we've continued adding. Over here is just a continuation of our history/geography area. So we're looking at U.S. capitals. You can see again that a lot of this stuff ends up in like a 3-ring binder, where this is a binder of Native Americans, the Industrial Revolution, the westward expansion, World War II, and we are continuing to grow those things as we add more into the library. But we also have some more specifics on all of the 50 states, and so on and so forth here. So let's check out, this is our, our regular library where students can grab books from if they want to do sustained silent reading or anything like that. We have quite a good amount of books here that the students can use. And then here's also where some of our after-school toy storage is as well. This is something new to the classroom. This is called the maker space. And so it's basically an art shelf, but you could also think of it as like a STEM shelf. And so any kind of odds and ends materials here, the older students get access to hot glue guns and coffee filters and paint and this and that. And the students are welcome to use this maker space to create anything, like when they do a diorama of a book report or when they do a timeline of ancient China, they can grab from this space to complete the artistic aspects of all that stuff. And then we've also got a little bit of our science library here on the top of this shelf as well. So here are our two science shelves in this classroom, and then our science area. And so again, we're looking at a 3-ring binder that maybe tells us about all of the different body systems, the major organs, gives the students an opportunity to have these as a control map if they want to complete worksheets on all of this stuff, the respiratory system, the skeletal system, and so on and so forth. I scored some anatomy flashcards from a thrift store for the students as well. These are like college level anatomy cards, and the students really enjoy using them, although they're using them obviously at their grade level, but it's still a very cool find that I have. Parts of the heart, parts of the skeletal system, parts of the brain. We also have our timeline of life over here. We have quite a few more of the Washika products. I would say that these get split pretty evenly depending on need of use between the lower elementary and upper elementary classroom. But we've got a planetary study from the Washika reading. We have, from the Washika program, we have the water cycle study and the rock cycle study from the Washika program. And then we also have like a tree of life from Washika that is very beautiful. And much of this work relates to this, where here we're looking at the water cycle materials to expand the mats, and we're looking at the rock cycle materials to expand the mats, and we're looking at the planet materials to expand the planet mat, and so on and so forth. study of astronomy, different structures of galaxies and everything like that are also included here in our science area. And then as well as just different study of biomes of the world and so on and so forth. And so that is our upper elementary classroom. Again, that's just a brief overview. So if that elicits any questions from you guys, please don't hesitate to send questions my way as we complete this WASP process. Thank you.